Hello and welcome to another manga spotlight. This is Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. So this is a action series where our main character is a kindergartner who fights ghosts. Let's just go over the brief little summary. Kaya-chan is an infamous problem child in kindergarten. However, when Chie-sensei is assigned to look after her, she finds out that Kaya has an ability, presenting to you the strongest horror action series set in a kindergarten. Best way I can describe this is it is Miruku-chan meets Bad Girl Exorcist Reina. Two series that I've already done spotlights for. I will put links to those videos in the description below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I will have I'll put links to them at the end of the video. But I love the hell out of both of those series. And when I saw a comment that Kaya-chan is basically those two series combined, I was like, all right, I gotta check it out. And yeah, I can definitely see the similarities. So the series is fairly new. First chapter was published in Japan in April of this year. The first fan translated chapter was uploaded 2 months ago. At the time of this recording, there's about 9 chapters, with the most recent one coming out today. Yeah, our main character is Kaya, and she is a kindergartner, and she is a quiet little girl who can see ghosts. She's a psychic, and she's able to see ghosts. No one else can see ghosts but her. There are a couple of other people who also have a little bit of psychic powers, but we haven't seen any of them yet. But it's kind of mentioned that her parents are like exorcists as well. But Kaya-chan can see ghosts, and she can use her psychic powers to get rid of them by punching them. So that's kind of where the bad girl exorcist Reina comes in. Also the fact that because of her actions, everyone kind of sees her as a bully or a problem child, when really she's just trying to protect people. Once again, that's pretty similar to bad girl exorcist Reina. So yeah, let's go over a couple chapters so I can give you kind of like a brief glimpse of what this series is about. So in the first chapter, we see 2 kindergartners and they're on a swing. And they're swinging. The swing goes so high that eventually one of them falls off and starts crying because she injured herself. And another boy who was waiting for his turn is going to try to take her place when Kaya gets involved. Basically, there's been a bunch of incidents with the swings. I don't know why the school is still allowing the kids to go on the swing if there's been so many incidents, but whatever. And there's this new teacher. Her name is Chie. And Chie is assigned to keep a close eye on Kaya because Kaya is seen as a problem child. Basically, the kids come running to the teachers and say, Kaya-chan is fighting again. And Chie goes to see what's going on. And Kaya is preventing a small boy from being able to go on the swing. Even though it's his turn, he lined up for it. She's like, no, you cannot go on the swing. You must absolutely not go on. And Chie-sensei comes up and kind of berates Kaya. She says, Kaya-chan, you're up to no good again. You need to stop causing trouble. And Kaya gets upset and runs away because no one believes her. And so the boy goes on the swing, and he starts swinging when he starts going higher and higher and higher. And eventually he starts seeing glimpses of something, but he doesn't know what it is. So Kaya rushes over, grabs the swing, and stops him and says, that's enough, leave. And the kid gets upset. He runs away. And Kaya gets on the swing, and the boy is watching. And he notices that something is pushing Kaya. Kaya is moving without pumping her legs or anything like that. And basically we're told that sometimes when kids go on the swings and they get pushed higher and higher, it's not because of anything earthly, but it's a culprit that's not of this world. It's a specter. And it pushes them higher and higher only so that they can fall off and plunge into its depths. And we see a really cool shot of Kaya swinging above this ghostly mouth that wants to devour her. And I wish I can show you the image. I said this in multiple manga spotlight videos, but this is your first time. I don't show any interior artwork. I don't show any artwork at all except for the thumbnail. And that's because Japanese publishers go copyright strike crazy. I've received 4 copyright strikes for this channel on just manga videos alone. So because of that, I just don't want to risk it. I don't show anything. So I'm sorry for that. But artwork is really great. Just take my word for it. But yeah, Kaya jumps off, and rather than plunging into its mouth, Kaya punches the ghost and exorcises it. she turns to the boy and she says, "It's safe now. You want to join me on the swing?" And the boy's like, "No way. Swings are scary, and Kaya-chan scares me." And Kaya-chan's, kind of sad because, again, she's just trying to help people, but everyone sees her actions as creepy or bullyish. But Chie-sensei, who has watched all this, she doesn't necessarily see the ghost itself, but she kind of witnesses that something supernatural went on. And so eventually, Chie's role is that she becomes aware that Kaya can see ghosts, and she's trying to prevent all the other kids from getting hurt. So Chie kind of acts as a buffer between Kaya and the other teachers. Basically, the other teachers see Kaya as a problem child. She can't just come out and admit that, no, she's fighting ghosts because no one will believe her. So she tries to kind of help paint Kaya as not a bad kid. But yeah, that's pretty much what the series is about. Like we get stuff where, for example, there's a ghost in a pop-up book. So what Kaya does is she goes to all the pop-up books and she starts taping all the pop-ups down so that when people open the pages, nothing pops up. And sometimes some of the books she even completely wraps them in tape so they can't be opened. And of course, the kids get upset because they're like, I wanted to read that, and Kaya-chan is ruining all the books. And of course, Kaya-chan's not trying to purposely ruin books. She's trying to prevent this ghost from being able to eat the kids by opening up its pages. There's another character who I find pretty hilarious. He comes in later on. His name is Mob, and he basically looks like the fat, ugly bastard that you see in NTR hentais. And for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, don't lie. I know you're a degenerate like me. But yeah, he looks exactly like one of those fat bastards, the ugly bastards. And apparently, we don't know too much about him at this point in time, but we do know that at some point in the past, Kaya has saved him. And since then, he's kind of admired Kaya, and he's trying to gather information on ghosts. Like, he becomes aware that there's supernatural entities involved, and he starts digging into Kaya's past and realizes that she's a psychic and that her parents are exorcists. And he's trying to give more information to Chie, but Chie just sees him as like a creep. Because like the first time we see him, he's spying on kids in a park. And he looks like, a creepy child diddler. But it's actually because he knows that there's a ghost in the park and he's trying to gather information so he can help Kaya. He also kind of becomes almost stalkerish. Like he keeps showing up at the kindergarten grounds. He shows up at Chie, like whenever Chie is out and about, he just pulls up next to her and she's like, he's stalking me. Like, how the hell do you know where I'm at all the time? He tries to send a bunch of information to Chie, but Chie gets weirded out and like blocks him on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, he's a funny character, but he comes across as like some weird perverted stalker. But yeah, the series starts off pretty comedic at first. It reminds me a lot of Maruko-chan in that the beginnings is kind of like almost a gag series where it's just kind of Kaya-chan comedically taking on these ghosts. But then it actually starts becoming pretty serious later on, much like Maruko-chan. For example, there's one chapter where the kids are walking in a line on their way to school. I think it's either on their way to school or on their way to the park. But they're walking in a line when one of the girls looks up and she sees a face in the window. And she says it's a ghost. And this face has been there in the past 3 days. And so she tries to tell the teachers, I saw a ghost. And she tries to tell the kids. No one believes her. They all believe that it's just some kind of weird child fantasy. And Kaya-chan believes her because Kaya-chan has seen ghosts. She knows ghosts exist. So she's like, I believe you. And she's actually kind of like almost happy that there's someone else that can see ghosts as well because she thought she was alone in this. So she's like, how about the next time when we walk, you walk with me and then I can show you the house and you can see the ghost for yourself. So next day they're walking in file and they look and they see the face. And the girl's like, it's there, just like I said. Kaya-chan, can you see it? Kaya's like, yeah, I can. And then all of a sudden we see this weird ghost with this collar, this thing around its neck, drop down. And the ghost is basically screaming, don't look, don't look, don't look. And Kaya-chan is following the ghost as it's falling down. The small child with her is actually just staring at the window. And the ghost basically screams at the little girl, "Don't look." And Kaya-chan is just watching her. But the girl doesn't see the ghost. The girl can't hear the ghost. The girl's just like, "What's the matter, Kaya-chan?" And Kaya hits the ghost, exorcise it, and the girl's like, "Oh, don't startle me." And Kaya-chan looks, and the face is still in the window. And Chie-sensei shows up and says, "What's wrong? Why are you two so far behind?" And Kaya says, "There's a ghost. I beat it, but it's still there." And the teacher's like, "What?" And the small girl's like, "It's true, Sensei. Look, I can see it too." And Chie looks, and she starts freaking out. And then we cut to later on where the kids are on the playground, and they're playing, and the teachers are talking amongst themselves, and they're saying that, what a tragic situation. Chie is like, "Yeah, I'm worried about Saku-chan and Kai-chan. I contacted both of their households. Both houses requested that we include them in our route less often. The kids believe that what they saw was a ghost. I think it's better that we keep it that way." And then we see the end where the final page is a bunch of cops and an ambulance outside of the house by the window. And it turns out that the face looking at them was the body of a dead person who had hanged themselves. So the two kids, Kai-chan and the small child that was with her, think that they saw a ghost. But what they were actually seeing, well, Kaya saw the ghost, but she also saw the dead body that the ghost once was. So yeah, suicide in this series. I did not expect that. That was like a really weird whiplash, because up to that point we've been seeing just kind of comedic stuff, in a sense, as comedic as you can get, with ghosts trying to kill children and a small child having to fight them off and no one believing her. And then all of a sudden, bam, we get hit with, one of the ghosts is actually from a suicide victim, and the kids were not looking at the ghost. They were seeing the dead body that was still hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, so I also heard that apparently, according to people who have read the raws, the chapters that haven't been translated yet, that it gets even more and more kind of darker. So I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. Yeah, that's basically Kaya-chan. It's, at this point in time, it's kind of comedic with some moments of seriousness, and it's basically a mix of Miruku-chan and Bad Girl Exorcist Reina. It's a small kindergarten girl who has psychic powers that allows her to see ghosts. No one believes her, except Chie kind of believes her eventually, but no one else can see the ghosts but her, and she has to use whatever means that she can as a small child to exorcise these ghosts. But it's a great series so far. I highly recommend checking it out. I love it. I'm always excited every time when I see an update for a new chapter. But there you go. If you want to read it, I'll leave where you can read it in the description down below. But yeah, please go check it out. It's great. It's fantastic. But there you go. Kaya-chan isn't scary. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what did you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.